Retromantic here. We are at Chris and Friends Antiques and More in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Let me tell you, this place is awesome. They have such cool stuff from all eras. I mean, there's stuff from the 1800s and there's stuff from the 80s. The owner, Chris, is very friendly, very knowledgeable about what he's got here. He says he goes and gets it all himself and he doesn't get anything reproduction, and he likes to know the history on things so he can tell his customers. We've already been through here. I'm doing a backwards intro, but it was awesome and we want to share it with you today. You can see behind me here, and he's got these cars and stuff that came from a carnival. You hardly know where to look when you're in there. So join us now as we go check out Chris and Friends Antiques and More. I'm Ellen.
Daniel.
Where y'all from?
Franklin.
Okay, not far.
Look at all this retro, like, little kid quarter rides.
I wonder if this was supposed to be a kit, because it has the light thing from Nightlife on the top. You know, it's silver.
Check out the G.I. Joe, the Silver Mirage motorcycle.
And then a lot of people's favorite Joe character, Snake Eyes. So that's really cool.
Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Got some tin stuff. The Ding Dong Express.
And now it's 1955. Time for 50/50 news on 50s on 5. Disneyland's opening started with a series of issues from Extreme Heat, fire drinking fountains and food, to fake tickets.
There's a Davy Crockett thing here. That's pretty neat.
Leaving folks with room to sink into the new, unamusing amusement.
It actually looked like it was molded after the actor who played it on the Disney show.
I have
movies.
this. Can you?
Oh, you do?
That bear, yeah.
You got so much I don't remember. Huh?
Well, that was mine when I was a kid, and still has all the pennies I collected back then. But yeah, I have that. Is that Garfield? I pushed Garfield aside. This clear
Oh yeah, it
thing.
is. Yeah. I'm like, huh.
I didn't even
We're
notice
looking
him.
right through it. We didn't even. Some neat stuff.
I mean, I tell people I actually care about this stuff because
Yeah.
it's part of us.
So you're Chris.
I'm
right?
Chris.
And Chris says the carpetbagger has been here a few
Several times, yeah. He's a good guy. I like him.
So I wandered in here where we just have some time to kill before another event, and I decided to come in and take a look, and this place is really cool.
Well, thank you.
Lots and lots of, obviously, old stuff. Out front, you have all those cars, those...
Carnival rides and carousels and stuff.
Yeah. Where did those come from?
Atlanta, Georgia. A guy in Atlanta, Georgia used to collect them, and I ended up getting in with him and found his collection a couple months back. He sold me about 18, I guess there was 18 of them, and there's just a few left out there. But I've got one in the trailer that's a space shuttle from the 70s when they went up, but it was really neat.
Oh, that is neat.
I love history like that.
Yeah. How long have you been open?
6 years.
6 years.
6 years
okay.
here, and 6.5 years in another area. They're 8 miles down the street.
So you go out and you find this stuff yourself, you were
Hand pick
saying?
it. Drive around knocking on people's doors. That's how I go about getting it. So I get different stuff than everybody else. I don't like having the same stuff.
And no reproduction.
No reproductions. I do not do any reproductions, not 1%. I hate it. It's a trick. It's almost like a trick. I know there's people, it's for cost, but I like people to get something that's worth something, that has some history, that if you picked it up and somebody back in the day used it, you know, the reproductions don't have that. They don't have any history to them.
Yeah, I love that kind of history with things.
I wish they could talk. I wish everything could say something, tell us one story, like of where it was, what it was used for.
Yeah, I thought that a lot when I worked at the auction house. Everything that came through, they used to get on me because I was so slow, but I would be looking at these things and thinking about them. And
I wonder the same things, where they come from. And I hate the stories, though, sometimes that people make up. But I want the truth, the real story, the person that had it, that collected it. I want to hear the story, where they got it and everything. But
well, thank you.
thank you.
For welcoming us. And
Yeah, enjoy yourself.
I'll just go around and take a look.
Thank you. Hey, y'all. Chris, good to have you. Nice to meet y'all. Where are y'all from today?
Just South Carolina.
Oh, okay, not too far.
Border, yeah.
I was in Seneca yesterday.
We don't know. We're from New Hampshire.
Oh,
so-
okay.
We just moved down here.
On the left, there's
Some
a little
railroad
shop that
lanterns.
sells food and stuff in the plaza with the Jelly Bellies ice cream shop. It's at the one end of the shop. It's 3 miles down on the left.
An African hunting
Hey,
rifle.
how are y'all?
$750.
Doing good. Good to have
And
you.
it's a percussion rifle.
If y'all need
It's a what?
any for
Percussion
or if I can
rifle.
work with
You actually,
just yell at me. Everything
you
is
have to
authentic,
stuff the
so I do
bullet
not
down
do
the barrel.
reproductions at all.
you put a little cap on this thing, and so when you pull the trigger that hits the cap's got gunpowder in it, and that sends the charge into the barrel and fires off the rifle. But that's a pretty neat thing. That's something, it's a design that's basically like a 19th century style thing, so that could be pretty old.
Oh, I love these
Where are y'all from?
from tourist places.
Hillbilly, Miami Beach,
I want to make a whole wall of these
Eagles.
downstairs.
That'd be cool.
They're too expensive.
Let's
But I-
drop some.
I did get some from the auction house.
Oh, Navy. My cousin and my uncle were in the Navy. I'm dropping one, they won't die. Mississippi, Maryland, and Potomac County High School. Okay, cool. So anyway, kind of neat.
Potomac. That's near DC.
It's a British rifle. Apparently it still works because he's got a thing on there that says do not dry fire it. So that means firing without a bullet in it. So, which can damage weapons over time by dry firing it. So,
There's an Atari up top.
I missed that. You caught that.
Oh, look at that mushroom thing. Whatever it is, I love it.
I mean, you love mushrooms, yeah. And then the little
That's a retro
racetrack.
1969 trash can. I just thought it was funny. I liked
It's
it.
awesome.
She loves mushrooms.
I thought it was neat, and it has its lid. I've seen them before, like, I can't remember the guy's name that did like the 7-Up signs that had the rainbows and stuff, but that's basically the same kind of stuff. It was done back when the hippies and all that.
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, it was real fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, do you know the year on this rifle?
This rifle's 1880. and it's got the reason I bought 3 of them out of a guy's house, and they all had the regiment flags on them.
Cool.
That's what I liked about that one. It still fires good. They all fired good, but it's 1880 and it's been converted. The butt of the gun right back here still has the hole for putting your extra parts and pieces in the very butt of it. Big time.
I have a rifle like that.
Do you?
Not this one, but a rifle that's got the compartment in the back
See, I
in
love
the
stuff
stock.
like that.
Ooh. I got a little fun thing we can go through. Some stuff's old, some stuff's not.
If it doesn't have feet, it's older.
Got a bunch of Pez's.
But you know, if they don't have that thing on it, it's older and worth more. Those are all
So yeah, this is
newer.
early 2000s. That one right there.
I have a Batman without feet.
Here's a Princess Leia,
I have that one.
which, as Carrie Fisher would say, you're not really famous until you become a Pez dispenser. But there could be some there that are really old. I'd have to dig through all of them. But there's a Snoopy one.
Well, I have a Pez collection. As the Retromantic, no one should be surprised.
No.
But yeah, you gotta look for the ones without feet, and those are older, like could be 60s and stuff. C3PO.
There's a Batman one down on the floor.
That one, see if that one has feet.
It's got feet. I can see it.
They're all newer, but cool.
What do they call that? A stress reader machine over there? Yeah, we walk right by it. Yeah, this is pretty neat.
I get rid of it. I don't care if I throw it away. I get rid of it. I hate seeing the same stuff. I hate people coming in and seeing the same stuff every time. My customers come and visit me once a month. Most of them come in.
The store guy's pretty cool. He's really into it.
And he knows the stuff too. It's really cool.
I don't like having the same stuff all the time.
Oh, these are cool. It's got the old oil cans and things. Oh man,
Y'all enjoy yourselves. Try that place down there.
What is that? A little stoplight?
yeah, that's pretty neat.
Very nice meeting y'all.
You put a quarter in, you put this in there, and it tells you what level
Yeah.
of stress you are. These are
I think I remember
Yeah.
those. 80s.
pretty fun.
I would do $95 on it. It is metal. It's aluminum. And
But
the last one
you could just check your mood ring though.
You could if you had a mood ring.
I won't lie to you, but I do $95.
There's a lot of neat things in here.
Too shiny. Watch your weight.
Newer signs, newer kilometers and stuff, and I bought this collection just so I can have cheap. So I can miss it. It's just got
We got a lot of the pedal cars in at the auction house. Like that.
See, okay. I love stuff like that. We buy some the other day that
Oh, over here you can check your love.
I put in here since they left.
It's like the same
I
kind of
remember, I
machine.
remember those too. They weren't as popular as the stress.
You can see if you are dull, boring, seductive, heartbreaker, or passionate.
X-Lax the other day in Alabama, and it's mint. It's just got plaster on it, and I scraped it with a razor blade, and it's porcelain, and it's mint underneath the plaster. I was scraping it somehow got plaster on it, but when I scraped it off the front, that's what the front looked like. The sides have plaster on them, and I'm just going to scrape them off clean, but it's as clean as it can be underneath that.
Sour.
Look at what this
This stuff
says.
just comes right off.
Help retarded children. Back when
Yeah, porcelain. It's hard to damage one of them.
that word was acceptable. Pop your top. Don't do that game.
That's a really nice one. It's clean, very clean.
So up there is a Tiny Toon Adventures like Happy Meal display. When I was about 10 years old, I was in a commercial for Tiny Toons.
Yes, you told me about that.
I'm not sure I've told the viewers yet.
Yeah. Now people will be digging it up on.
I don't think it's out there. But yes, I did say something like, we're gonna have some serious fun with Tiny Toons on Fox. So that's kind of cool. And I have all the toys that go in that display, of course. Can't really see them from here, but woohoo!
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull another one out. Of course, I have the one with Drew Barrymore on the front.
Your channel is not for kids.
Yes, this is helping with COPPA. So they stay away from my channel. We're looking at Playboys.
But another thing, Ellen.
Ooh. Might have to edit that one out.
See, its original box, the box was in bad shape, so I had to dispose the box, but
That's really cool.
I thought you'd think that was neat.
That is very neat. That'd be cool. Never had, I mean, I always wanted a video camera thing, but never had anything when I was a kid. This,
Yeah, made in Germany.
and of course, let's get a look at the name too. Yeah, that is really cool. That's wild stuff. Whereas Johnny Carson's wild and crazy stuff.
What?
Johnny Carson.
Before my time.
You were alive for Johnny Carson.
Yeah, but I
mean,
never saw it.
He was great.
How unretro of me to not know.
Johnny Carson and can't believe his name's his co-host. Anyway, his co-host thing was, "Yes, you are correct, sir." That was his thing he always said.
I just remember Jay Leno and Conan.
This is another little neat thing here. 1870 West Point sword. Cadet sword, yeah, for $250. So that's pretty neat.
The whole box of them that she had. It was really neat. Hey, Tony. What, Tony? What you want? Go say hey to me.
I guess
There's a pinball machine under all this.
ticker tape is the
Great singer in her own right, the daughter
That was
of
your
Red
first
Soul,
gambling pinball machine, how they got by with it.
Same artist who had pop records as well.
Oh, if that's what you're
Tumble
looking at, the machine, it's covered up, yeah. That's your first gambling machine like that they used, pinball machine to gamble. It used to, this one was converted, they had to put paddles on it. There's a paddle here, oh, it's one back here. There's a paddle, and that's what kept it legal, was having a paddle.
Shirley's friend.
And, but it's neat, it works. I just unhooked it because the cats crawled up inside it one day and they were sleeping there where it was warm. And I was afraid they would get electrocuted, so I unplugged it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're characters.
Oh, I have this book. It was mine when I was a kid, and then now I read it to Annabelle.
He didn't want to pay that, so he advertised Eddie Harvey's
Charlie Brown.
He did
capture it all. Yeah, I like the El Cid sword there. That's pretty cool.
Here's Eddie Arnold with the big hit he sang that evening, The Cattle Call.
That's pretty neat.
1870s trunk.
Yeah, there's some neat stuff here.
Let's do leathercraft. Yay.
CAUDILL.
Marks.
Ever hate
Train
to say it.
set. The little
But I was on the
tin.
phone last night talking to a
Train, there's
customer
a
in Virginia,
transformer.
and I said I've got to go to Seneca, so when I leave here, I'm going to Seneca. I won't be able to get to you till another day. And the guy's like, "Oh, I know a guy named with it because people mess with this sword." Hey, ladies.
He said that this uniform has a valentine from his wife in the pocket, and it also has a note letting people know where to send his body if he were to be killed.
It's just wild.
There's
There's a lot of very neat military stuff in here.
Where y'all from?
Wow, he's got
South
these
Carolina. Well, I was there.
Freemason stuff here.
Pretty cool looking vintage Santa there. And this is a phone booth that it's in. Wooden phone booth. So I like how he's got all the old rustic stuff and tools and everything and the old tricycles. And then in the middle of it is one of those power wheels that I remember from when I was a kid. The boy across the street had one of those and he would drive everywhere in it. But it was the Bigfoot, that blue car from Monster Trucks that everybody was crazy about. He was always tooting around the neighborhood in that thing. That bike. Huffy. And there's some like diner seats there. Like a 50s diner.
He's got what is that? The thing behind the diners. Is it the hairdresser
A
thing?
barber chair,
Yeah.
but
It's got like a thing.
oh,
though.
those are clippers.
No, I mean the apparatus from the arms in front of that.
Oh, I don't know, but I see the vintage hair clippers right here. Yay! Children's carousel, so cute. Or merry-go-round, I guess you would call it. I remember they used to have these in Burger King when I was a kid. Good times. All right, so we've been through the antique shop. What did you think of it, Daniel? He's behind the camera.
Pretty darn awesome.
He was checking out all the older historical like swords and guns and stuff. And I, of course, was checking out the more 80s end of things. I did pick up a few vintage Ghost Town in the Sky amusement park stickers, which are pretty cool. So we enjoyed going through here. Chris said Carpetbagger's been through here a few times, and he's really receptive to folks coming in and making videos and all that. He's gonna check out the channel. So I encourage you to do the same thing. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell so you know when the next videos are coming out. We'll see you next time.
He wants me to hold him. Say hey, Tommy. He won't say hey now that I'm holding him. He's sweet. He's rotten. He fit in the palm of my hand 9 months ago.
Oh wow.
Now you'll talk. What is it?
It says, pay attention to me.
Yep, he wants everybody to hold him. He's a baby. He's sweet.
Oh.
He's the only one I've ever seen acts like this. I think it's because he was raised in here.
He's the antique store cat.
He is that.
Someone followed us here.
Yeah.
Kitty.
Cat likes us.
Meow.